Om Sai Ram, welcome to Living Spiritually, the story of Mrs. Tarkhad. Mrs. Tarkhad offered three things to Baba: bharit, that is the roasted eggplant mixed with yogurt and spices; kachariya, circular pieces of eggplant fried in ghee; and a peda, that is sweet. So now let us see how Baba accepted them. Once Mr. Raghuveer Bhaskar Purandare of Bandra, a great devotee of Baba, left for Shirdi with his family. Before they left, Mrs. Tarkhad went to Mrs. Purandare and gave her 2 eggplants and requested her to prepare bharit with one and kachariya with the other. She asked Mrs. Purandare to serve Baba with both the dishes. After reaching Shirdi, Mrs. Purandare went with her dish of bharit to the masjid. Baba was just about to start his meals and found the bharit very tasty. So he distributed it to everyone and said that he wanted kachariyas now. A word was sent to Radha Krishna Mai, the Baba wanted kachariyas. She was in a fix as that was no season for eggplant. When an enquiry was made as to who had bought the bharit, it was found that Mrs. Purandare was also entrusted with the duty of serving kachariyas. Everybody then came to know the significance of Baba's enquiry regarding kachariyas and were wonderstruck at Baba's all-pervasive knowledge. In December 1915, Govind Balaram Mankar wanted to go to Shirdi to perform the obsequies of his father. Before he left, he came to see Mr. Tarkhad. Mrs. Tarkhad wanted to send something with him to Baba. She searched the whole house but found nothing except a peda, an oval-shaped sweet which had already been offered as Naivedya. Govind was in mourning, and yet out of great devotion to Baba, she sent the peda with him, hoping that Baba would accept and eat it. Govind went to Shirdi and saw Baba, but forgot to take the peda with him. Baba simply waited. When he again went to see Baba in the afternoon, he again forgot to take the peda with him. Baba could not wait no longer and asked him, "What did you bring for me?" "Nothing," was the reply. Baba asked him again, and the same reply came forth again. Then Baba asked him the leading question, "Did the mother, that is Mrs. Tarkhad, not give you some sweets for me?" Govind then remembered the whole thing. He felt abashed, asked for Baba's pardon, ran to his lodging, bought the peda and gave it to Baba. As soon as Baba received it, he put it into his mouth and swallowed it. Thus the devotion of Mrs. Tarkhad was recognized and accepted. As men believe in me, so do I accept them, was proved in this case. How Baba was fed sumptuously. Once, Mrs. Tarkhad was staying in a certain house in Shirdi. At noon, meals were ready and dishes were being served. When a hungry dog turned up there and began to bark and whine, Mrs. Tarkhad got up at once and threw the dog a piece of bread, while the dog gulped with great relish. In the afternoon, when she went to the masjid, SaiBaba said to her, "Mother, you have fed me sumptuously up to my throat, and my afflicted pranas, life sources, have been satisfied. Always act like this, and this will stand you in good stead. Sitting in this masjid, I shall never ever speak anything but the truth. Take pity on me like this. First give bread to the hungry and then eat. Note this well." She could not at first understand the meaning of what Baba said, so she replied, "Baba, how could I feed you? I am myself dependent on others and take my food from them on payment." Then Baba replied, Having eaten that lovely bread, I am very content and am still belching. The dog which you saw before your meal and to which you gave the piece of bread is one with me, and so are all the other creatures on earth. I roam in their forms. He who sees me in all these creatures is my beloved. So abundant the sense of duality and distinction, and serve me as you did today. Upon hearing these nectar like words, she was moved. Her eyes were filled with tears. Her throat was choked, and her joy knew no bounds. Om Sai Ram. Om Satchidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.